Hey y'all, it is Marquita here with Late Nights Early Mornings, and this is another how it's growing video. So I'm going to be giving you an update on my houseplants. If you're new here, that's what I do on my how it's growing videos. So we'll start with the one plant that I keep updating you guys on, which is the pink polka dot plant that I tend to call Pinky. As you can see, she is growing. And I was tracking her progress in terms of height using the blinds, and as you can see, and trying to get closer so that you can see, she is well beyond up in the blinds. You can see the shadow there. Let me move these. You can see how far up she's growing. So definitely come a long way since just the last video. So I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do. You see, I did add this moss pole for support, and there's actually 3 vines. I thought it was only 2, but there are 3. That one is leaning against the window, so I haven't attached it to a pole yet, but I think I will maybe either get another pole or get to make it taller and go ahead and attach that 3rd one. But she's doing her thing. So and lots of new growth, baby leaves, as you can see, coming along. So she's happy and healthy. Next to it is my bicolor a marginata plant, still growing. There's a golden pothos right there, and my succulents, which are still alive. And yes, you might hear a little wind in the background because I do have my window open. It's been raining all day, but I like to have the window open when it rains just for that fresh air, and I love that nice relaxing sound. It's not really raining right now, it's like misting, but it's been off and on all day. Here we have my snake plant, which I keep relocating. And then this is a new addition. I don't think you've seen this yet. This is a Rex Colis. I'm not sure of the official name based on this color because they do come in a variety of colors. But I got this from a Publix grocery store when I was visiting down in Richmond. So if you guys saw my little video on the Poe Museum, that was down in Richmond, Virginia. And we went to Publix because there's not a Publix up where I am in Northern Virginia. So yeah, so I picked up this plant. I'm gonna get a hook, I think, to put in the ceiling so that this can hang, but for now I have it sitting on this table where it still gets sunlight and all of that. So it's been doing fine since I bought it home. I've had it for a couple weeks now, and I haven't even had to water it or anything. The soil is still pretty moist. A lot of times at stores, especially like garden type stores, they tend to overwater plants sometimes because they don't really look into, how much water or how frequently. They just make sure they're watered. So yeah, so far so good on this plant. It's a very beautiful plant. As you can see, it's kind of a burgundy color with some bright green trim on it, so I like that. I had a Rex in the past, and that one was a deep red with black trim, which I really liked, and I had that in my other apartment, and it died like right before I moved, so didn't quite make it over. But I found a new one and I kind of like it. I've showed this plant before, but here it is, my peace lily. I don't think I've shown you the peace lily since it started blooming, or flowering rather, because as you know, the green leaves are there year round, but since I've had it, it has started to produce actual lilies. So we have the first one here, the taller one was the first one, and this one here is the second one that started coming up, and it's actually backwards to me, so I'll try and get it on the other front side. And it's actually got quite a bit of you can see pollination there. Might be able to sprinkle that around. And I see there are some more leaves, like that's a new leaf coming, and I never really know where the flower part is going to be. I just look and it's a stem and it's a flower coming. So it's always a nice little surprise to see when it starts to bloom. I just watered it last night, and with this one I just sent it in a bowl of water, a bucket of water, and let it absorb from the bottom. So yeah, so it's pretty good. Let me go back over to the windowsill where the majority of the rest of my plants are residing. All right, so we have on my bookcase a peperonia and another golden pothos. And it's been growing since it's been there too. You can see that. And then we have the pepperonia, I believe is how you say that. And that's one variation. You can get these plants in all green. But you know me, I like the plants that have a little color to them or variation. So that's me. So that's why I chose this particular one. And I actually got this one from Walmart, believe it or not. Most of my plants did come from Lowe's. I will note that the pink polka dot plant, the tall one that I've been tracking in the window, that one came from Home Depot, but majority of my plants do come from Lowe's. And then we have the aloe plant here. I'm probably going to repot that one in a small plant, but for now it's fine. Then we have the Brazil phyllo. And as you can see, I've added a moss pole finally, but it's so long. It really needs that second pole. So I'm probably going to order some more moss poles because the one that's in the pink polka dot is actually the second one that came in the same set. So it should be stacked. But I was like, even if I stack it, this Brazil would still be longer than that, even wrapping it. So I just let it go ahead and gave it a little bottom support. And then I just draped it over my bookcase for now. But it seems to be fine. But eventually I'll probably get another pole and let it go up on a pole. The leaves here, one particular leaf is pretty large, and I was like, wow. So I just wanted to show that one off. That's this one here. It's facing the window, so it's a little bit harder to see, but it's pretty huge. There you go. So I love that. Big and tropical looking. And again, if you don't know the story of this plant, I purchased it as a really small plant, like, you know, when you go to the garden stores and they're like in little small cups. And all of the plant died except for one leaf. And I kept that leaf and it was healthy. It grew and then another leaf sprouted and another, and here we are. So don't think all hope is lost if, you know, something starts happening to your plant. If you're able to save something, even just one stem or whatnot, like, keep it and try and if it's healthy and everything, hold on to it and nurture it, and you might get something like this. Most of the leaves on this one are facing the window, so because it does like light. So yeah, it's a little hard to see, but that big leaf, love that. And then next we have the Mandula and the golden pothos here. They are growing and thriving. And then this particular golden pothos, when I bought it, it was already like heading downward in terms of the vines. So I just let it continue to grow that way. And as you can see, their leaves are actually gorgeous, especially the ones that are down here. They are coming through and they're so pretty. So I really love what this plant is doing here. And as you can see, if you've seen my video on the self-watering pots, I do have this is the Snow White waffle plant here. It's been loving being in the self-watering situation. It has been doing great. This one, also I need to probably get a hanging situation or at least a wall mounted so it can drip or droop rather over that. But this one's so pretty. I never remember the actual name. That's why I keep the tag there. Here we go. The Red Hill. It's a variation of the, what is that? Is it the Zabrina? I don't know. It likes medium light, so it says. But I feel like there are other variations that come in just like green. But of course, you know, I like my color in purple and whatever. I know they say red, but it looks purple, but whatever. I love my color, so I have that. My purple waffle plants there side by side. And then in the end there, we have the combo plant, which I did add into a self-watering vase just the other day. And that's pretty much it for these. I do have, and I'll take you on a little tour. So I don't want to like really stop and start the video again. This is the last of my lettuce here. It'll make like one more good salad, but there are some sprouts coming there at the top, so I might see what happens. But that's the Arrow Garden. I'll probably be restarting a new set soon. Walking over here, we have my Chinese Evergreen. I probably should have cut on some light there. Let's see. Get a lamp. That's better. This was my first big house plant, and it's actually called it starts with an A. I can never remember the exact scientific name. It is a Chinese evergreen, but it's a variation of one that has the red. And again, that's why I purchased it, but it's like a rhythmia, something like that. But either way, I noted it in plenty of my plant videos, so if you've been watching, you already know. But another name, or the common name, is Chinese evergreen, and this is just a variation of it, and it's doing great. It's nice and perky, and you can see it's got new leaves here. The shinier leaves are the new growth leaves. So I love that. It seems to be happy here. And we'll take a stroll into my bedroom. Yes, I do have plants in here too. I don't think I showed these as much. This was the ZZ plant. I'll get some light here. That resided on top of my bookcase in the living room earlier, but it seems to like being in here a little better. I don't know what's going on at the top, but I feel like it may be some chemicals or some fumes up in my apartment, because this plant started doing some kind of weird stuff, and I feel like the plant was indicating whatever it was inhaling, so to speak. But ever since I put it in the self-watering container, and it was actually the first plant that I repotted into a self-watering pot here with those sets, it's been doing great. It's nice and perky. And this plant I actually got from IKEA. And yes, IKEA does sell live plants, but I do like this particular plant. So it's there. And then last but not least, we have, don't mind my non-made up bed, next to my bed, we have the snake plant. This is the one that has the variation, like the kind of light and dark contrast. I'm trying to get it to focus for you. But it is another snake plant. As you can see, it's named Sandy, and this one resides by my bed. They are great for great for purifying the air, so it's good to have that in the bedroom as well. Alright guys, so that is all for my plant updates. As you can see, I had a couple of newbies, and my plants overall are thriving, so hopefully they will stay that way. The weather here is still undecided on what it wants to be, but we have had some warmer days, and the warmer days have helped the plants. They seem to enjoy that, so they have been showing out, growing, and staying perky and everything. Some of them requiring a little more water or more frequent watering because of the temperature, but they seem to be loving their spots in the window or wherever they are in the house. So yeah, just want to say thanks again for watching, as you will see me make my way back into the living room. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I hope that you will like and subscribe, especially if you like plant content, or in particular any of these plants. And I will tag some of them in the description box, or if you have any questions about, what they are, how to take care of them, anything like that, feel free to leave that in the comments. Most of these plants I have had for at least a couple years. I started collecting plants, or house plants rather, during the pandemic, so starting in 2020. So I've had these, or most of these plants have been rocking with me, especially the Pothos, since 2020. So I'm able to keep them alive. So yeah, again, feel free to put any questions or comments or thoughts, or if you have any plants that you think I might like or that might be good house plants that I don't have already, throw those suggestions in there. And again, I do like colorful things, or at least things with variation, like the golden pothos and the mandulas and all of that. So yeah, throw any ideas out there, questions or comments in the comment section. But until then, I will see you next time, and thanks again for watching.